Fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? We're going to be playing with a brand new palette from Midas Cosmetics. This is the Perception palette and it is a collaboration with the Basic Bee. I will make sure to link her Instagram down below, but this is just a really beautiful, colorful palette. The shimmers look so intense, like this shade Psych is just absolutely beyond. Front facing, it looks green, but on the side it looks like pink and green, and it's just so pretty. So I'm really excited to dig into this palette, do some swatches and eye look, and just see how we like it. You'll have to excuse my nails because they are looking very chipped. I'm gonna try and redo them tonight. But first we have the shade Kazar, which is just like a pretty true orange matte. We have Evolve, which looks like such a stunning, hot, like neon pink. Motive. Ooh, that's really pretty. It's like a light green iridescent shade, but it almost has like a little bit of like a pink shift to it. It kind of reminds me of the light green that's in the Kaleidos Club Nebula palette. Okay. Oh, wow. I don't even know how to describe it. That pink felt so creamy and so dry at the exact same time. But look at Motive. That's so pretty. So sparkly. Next we've got Reality, which is a matte white, which feels pretty creamy. Implode, which looks like a really beautiful eggplant purple, but it's so deep. I live for those kind of colors. We've got Inspire, which is a cobalt blue. Okay. Ooh, definitely some fallout with that blue. Next we have Infinite, which looks like a pretty kind of burgundy matte. Open Mind, which is a bright neon green matte. And then Perplex, which is a teal matte. Okay, that one is definitely the like most dry one so far. Green looks so good. These mattes are kind of like blowing my mind a little bit because they feel so creamy, like feeling them in the palette, but then like swatching them against my skin, they just feel like more like a dry, like pressed pigment. Next we have the shade Restless, which looks like a really beautiful deep olive. Life, which is a bright yellow matte. So many matte options here. We've got Natural, which is a matte brown. Okay, love that green. That whole little section there is really cute. Next we have the shade Quantum, which this one is like a really beautiful shifting like yellow to pink kind of shade. Super pretty. We've got Psych, which is what I'm the most excited about because the pink green shift on that is just stunning. I saw some people saying that these looked like the Adept shimmers, and I guess I would say that this one feels a little bit more similar, but the Quantum shade feels like a little bit more like flaky. And then we've got Existence, which is a little bit of a lighter matte brown than Natural. Ooh, so pretty. Okay, that one feels really soft. Okay, let's see if we can fit one more whole row on here. Next we have the shade Entity, which looks like such a pretty purple. This one is more of a typical metallic feeling shadow, but it's super pretty and it feels really creamy as well. We've got Fusion, which is a hot pink. Deep Space, which this feels like satin, kind of burgundy. Okay, so this one has an orange base and a burgundy shift, which is very pretty, but it's a little bit lackluster when it comes to the shine. Ooh, that purple. Okay. Last but not least, we've got Dark Mirror, which is a matte black, or, you know, it almost looks gray. And then we have Curious, which is a really creamy, soft purple. There's the black and the purple. Yeah, the black one, dark matter, feels a little bit less pigmented. Maybe it's not supposed to be a black. But there is the entire palette. Color story is kind of all over the place, just very colorful. I feel like the way the shades look in the palette and even swatched out is just very impactful. So many bright shades. I feel like I'm gonna go for like a whole purple look because this shimmer is just calling to me so much. So I think I might go more monochromatic today. Before we jump in, I thought I would show you, I'm going to be using this new brush set from Sigma today. It is their collaboration with the It Gets Better project for Pride Month, and it's going to be launching June 2nd. So they said that 50% of the proceeds will be donated to the It Gets Better project to help further their mission to uplift, empower, and connect lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer youth around the globe, which I think is really amazing. And this actually has some of my favorite Sigma brushes, so I thought I could do a full look with them today. So it comes with this cute little rainbow brush case, and it has the E38 blending brush, the E54 flat shader brush, and the E31, this like little crease brush. I literally use the E38 and the E54 almost every single day, so I am very excited to have backups. In fact, I already have like 3 E38s, but I don't even care. It's my favorite. Look how cute the packaging is on as well. I wish all of my brushes looked like this. So I already primed my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the E54 and the white shade just to give my brow bone a little bit of highlight. I don't do this very often, but I just thought I would try. Dang, that's a pigmented white. Okay. Good to know. Just gives the brow bone a little bit of an extra lift. Now I'm going to take the shade Curious, and I'm just going to throw that into my crease just to start off with as my transition shade. Am I the only one who feels like Sigma brushes get more fluffy over time the more that you use them? I feel like that's a thing, but just going to go ahead and lightly buff that out. Super pretty purple. I think next I'm going to pick up the shade Deep Space, and I'm going to use that along my entire lower lash line. Very red. The purple's not showing as much, unfortunately. Okay, I feel like that's just the perfect shade to make it look like I have pink eye or some kind of allergic reaction happening underneath my eye. I'm gonna go in with some Curious over top just to make it look a little bit more purple. Next, I'm gonna go into the Deep Purple Implode, and I'm gonna pop that on my outer V. Okay. Hello, pigmentation. This just makes me happy because I'm just such a sucker for a good deep purple. I don't know what it is. For years, I've been obsessed with like a good eggplant shade. So this is really nice. Like the pigmentation is beautiful. Seems to be blending out pretty easily. So I have the shape kind of rounded out how I want. I'm gonna go back into my previous blending brush, just go over that edge. Even take a little bit of Curious over it. I'm gonna bring just a little bit of Implode onto the lower lash line just to connect. Honestly, don't know what I'm gonna do for my inner corner yet, because part of me is like I could go really bright with the matte white, or maybe I could try and do Motive on the inner corner. I could try Psych on the inner corner. I could do a pop of like really bright neon because that's cute sometimes. I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade Entity, and I'm just gonna try it on the brush without wetting it or anything first. Just popping that all over the lid. Okay, that looks pretty good. It's just such a pretty tone of purple. Super sparkly too. Okay, that looks really pretty. You could definitely leave it there, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick up a little bit with my finger and just tap that over top to make it extra intense. Okay, I got so many sparkles all over my face from that, I will say. But at least they're like really light silver sparkles, so they're not like that obvious, but they're definitely there all over my cheek. I think I'm just gonna go back into Reality, and I'm gonna use that for my inner corner. And I'm just gonna really pack it on so that it's quite bright. But like I said before, this is a pigmented white, so it's a good one to pop on the inner corner. It's not gonna sheer out. I'm gonna use the Nabla Cupid Zero Arrow No. 3 liner in my waterline for a nice burgundy moment. And then over that, I'm gonna go into the Ofra HD Volumizing Mascara. And use this in a little bit. Looks like it's starting to get a bit goopy. Okay, for blush and highlight today, I'm going to go into my Midas Cosmetics Dawn Face Palette. And I'm going to start off with the blush shade. Just going to go ahead and throw that on. Add a little bit of pink to my cheeks. Into the highlight shade. So pretty. Okay, last but not least for lips, I'm just going to go into the Kosas Wet Lip Oil, and this is the shade Jellyfish. It doesn't really have a color to it, but it's just going to give a really glossy look. Okay, so this is the finished look, and I love how it turned out. I mean, I'm always kind of a sucker for a good monochromatic purple eye moment, but I just think that the tones in this are super, super pretty. I absolutely love that eggplant shade. I feel like it blended so easy, so beautiful. The mattes were really, really easy to work with. The shimmers are just stunning. So my first impression of the Perception palette is definitely a good one. I mean, there's definitely way, way more matte options than there are shimmers. So I would recommend this more for a matte lover, but I do like that the shimmer options that there are overall really, really intense. I wish that Deep Space had a little bit more pizzazz to it because the shift is pretty, but it's just a little bit lackluster in my opinion, but overall super, super cute, and I can't wait to play with it more. I feel like I'm going to be returning to this palette a lot for that shade. Like, it just really, really stands out to me. So I hope that this video was helpful. If you want to see more indie content from me and you're not subscribed already, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.